Jordan, come on, I'm just like Mike. I'm just like Mike. No.
Talk about an idiot. You want to call anybody an idiot? Look no further than Draymond Green himself.
Man, this NBA season's off to a rocky start. Never thought I'd see this storyline play out. I mean, bro, we'll look into it. We'll break it down. Okay, we'll go full detail. But first, we got to get into the news itself.
Some breaking news to lead our sportscast tonight. I can confirm that there was a physical altercation between Jordan Poole and Draymond Green.
And apparently, reportedly, he threw a punch at Jordan Poole.
But first, we gotta get into how the media reacted to it all, okay? I promise you this video is going to be worth your while, okay? And we'll get into what the players had to say later on during the day on October 6th.
All right, anyone that's watched the Warriors last year has probably also at some point wanted to have somebody smack Jordan Poole. So there's part of me that wants to be sympathetic.
What got me interested in what the media had to say about it was, whether or not they thought it was a big deal.
Of course it's a big deal. The Warriors are telling us it's a big deal.
Okay.
They're punishing him.
All right, so here's why I don't think it's a big deal. One, and I should have referenced it in the initial read, the video that we showed of Jordan Poole shooting around, that was after practice. That was after the big fight.
Many people are talking about how this may not be as big of a deal as you're making it out to be.
Stephen A., your reaction to that news?
I could care less. It's teammates.
Yeah.
They were just laughing and hugging with one another in June when they won the championship.
Yeah.
This stuff happens. You get in each other's face. You talking trash. Sometimes punches are thrown or whatever the case may be. Maybe a fine is going to be warranted. I don't know what happened. I never even bothered to call. Maybe a fine is going to be happening. Maybe it gets suspended a game. Maybe Draymond was a headache. Maybe Poole reacted wrong. I don't know. Here's the bottom line. They play together, they're teammates, and they're champions together. This stuff happens all the time. It is much ado about nothing. I could care less.
But we were all going off of reports. We didn't see any video yet at this point. And Jalen Rose, he said something very interesting that I would like to highlight here.
Is this a big deal? How often does this sort of thing happen? And do you think he will be disciplined for this action?
I think he will be disciplined for the action. I don't necessarily believe it's a big deal. What normally makes something a big deal is if that punch lands. That's what changes the dynamics of relationships.
On this day, we were all fed this report by a certain individual. Yes, Chris Haynes from Yahoo Sports. He framed the situation in a very interesting way, and I thought it was worth highlighting. And already here, Draymond Green was apologetic in aftermath of the altercation with Jordan Poole, but there was a build-up stemming from teammates noticing a change in Poole's behavior throughout camp, with the guard on the verge of securing a lucrative extension, league sources tell Yahoo Sports. I mean, come on, man. Curry and Steve Kerr and Bob Myers, they all had a presser during that day to clear things out and to air their grievances.
The only thing I will say is that Jordan has been fantastic throughout camp. There was a report that I was made aware of last night that someone put out there that Jordan had an attitude in camp. Nothing could be further from the truth. He's been fantastic. So disappointing to see misinformation out there. But I wanted to make sure I set the record straight on that.
Steve talked about kind of his belief Jordan's been good attitude-wise during camp. I just kind of wanted to get your perspective.
There's a specific tweet that was put out yesterday about insinuating that JP's attitude or something has changed since he's been in this training camp or even, whatever time window they're talking about. It's absolute BS. Andre addressed it yesterday with his tweet, and you kind of leave it at that. JP's been great. There's nothing that warranted the situation yesterday.
So he's referring to Andre Iguodala, his teammate. He tweeted out on the same day, what we not gonna do is talk crazy about my young fellow JP. Great character kid, missed me with all the other BS, straight from the source. So yeah, a lot of these guys, they were trying to clear the air, and really, they had a problem with Chris Haynes reporting here because it was a lot of BS. Now, one thing that they did corroborate was that Draymond did apologize to the team during that day.
Draymond apologized to the team this morning. Jordan was there in the room. I was there in the room, the team, the coaches, the players. and we heard that.
And as far as what the punishment should be for Draymond, I mean, the Warriors, they let us know this was an in-house issue.
As far as any suspension, punishment, fine, we're going to handle that internally. And I understand you might have questions on that, but that's going to be an internal process.
Everything else we will handle internally, and we'll go from there.
And you got people, mainly Draymond defenders, comparing this to MJ punching Steve Kerr. This is not even similar. They're not even in the same stratosphere. Come on.
And so it's like, well, if Jordan did it, it must be a part of team building. But a couple things. One is, no, it's not. The other is, Draymond's not Jordan.
I mean, you guys got to understand, The Last Dance, they talked about this whole thing, and the kerfuffle. I mean, Steve Kerr also hit him in the chest.
He hauls off and hits me in the chest. And I just haul off and hit him right in the eye. And Phil just throws me out of practice.
The closest person to Jordan in the Warriors team is Curry, and Curry was not involved remotely in this incident. Okay, Draymond Green wishes he could be Jordan. Okay, they won the championship during that same year, by the way. Their 4th and 5th championships as well. Come on, this is ridiculous. Now, let's talk about the punch itself. I mean, it's gruesome. Draymond Green honestly should be suspended for a couple of games, but we'll talk about that later. First, we got to talk about, Chris Haynes, man. Fishy stuff, okay? There's a reason for that, guys. There's a reason he framed it towards Draymond Green's favor. There's a reason for that. And I think when you read this tweet, you think to yourself, okay. Why is he making Poole out to be the bad guy when Draymond was the bad guy the whole time, right? It doesn't make sense. But when you look at the background, how he got his start into the media, it gets interesting, okay? Awful announcing, they did a great Q&A. Okay, shout out Alex Putterman. I don't know where he's at, but yeah, that was a great article. And they talked to Chris Haynes about his start in the media, how he covered the Cavs and Warriors. But before that, he was in Portland working a $30,000 a year security job to try to get some money to start off his media career. And then 2014 is when he got his big break covering LeBron James and the Cavs and his homecoming. At that point, he was covering things. And then 2 years later, he became a Warriors beat writer for ESPN. Yes, this is his start. This is how he got his notoriety, okay? You have to understand, I'm not saying this to dismiss him or discredit him, but I'm just saying this to make you guys understand where his allegiances are and how, the connections that he built over the years really benefits him today.
Well, look, I think they're obviously going to do what they can. Joy, you wanna say hello? What's up, good people?
All right, we'll leave it at that, Chris. Well, I mean, you really can't top that right there.
Okay, that's fine.
So knowing this, it's no accident when you see Yahoo Sports report and then Chris Haynes citing sources saying that Jordan Poole's attitude's changing and Draymond was apologetic. Of course he's going to frame it that way because Rich Paul wants it to be framed that way. Okay, Rich Paul being LeBron's best buddy, owner of Clutch Sports, and yes, they've been embroiled in some trouble lately with other people.
Clutch Sports, Rich Paul's agency, said, you know what, Nerlens Noel owes us $200,000. They filed a grievance. Nerlens Noel turned around and said, guess what? I'm going to countersue for $58 million for loss in potential salary that he could have gotten. We all know what happened with Nerlens.
So yes, Nerlens Noel, he signed a 1-year, $4 million contract. And yeah, he did turn down a $17 million per year range contract for 4 years. Because of that, Noel had to fire his then agent, Happy Walters, who was negotiating the deal under Paul's direction. And Noel, he said that Paul was the one telling him to reject that $17 million deal. And now, how did they both meet each other? Rich Paul, during Ben Simmons' birthday party, wooed Noel into signing with him. That's really how they met. And for the record, as of September 13th of 2022, this case has been dismissed by the Dallas judge. Okay. Now, how does Chris Haynes enter into this equation with Nerlens Noel? Well, he did tweet out that Nerlens Noel was signing a $4 million deal and that the $17 million offer was non-existent. Oh boy. And yes, he did delete the tweet. And if you want to do more digging yourself, here's the link. Okay, here we go. Now Chris Haynes, he was responded by this guy saying, you cannot rewrite history for Rich Paul. And we all know Rich Paul represents clients like LeBron James and Draymond Green.
I definitely lose my cool.
Now Green and Tristan Thompson going at it.
The thing that most people don't realize is that guy could be dealing with a bunch of shit
whenever he's not on this floor for these 2.5 hours.
So now the punch is out, the video's leaked, and we all now can react to how much worse this incident was.
Draymond Green, he reacted, and he damn near knocked him out, okay? I'm just telling y'all. So you can't do that. Violence is not the answer.
And despite what Chris Haynes was trying to do, almost everyone turned their eyes against Draymond.
Having said that, the shaky ground stems from this reality. Over the last 4 years, Draymond Green has averaged less than double digits in points and rebounds, and he shot less than 30% from three-point range. He's 32. He's going to be 33 years of age in March, and the Golden State Warriors are loaded. So you know what this is about.
Now, we've talked too much about Draymond's side, right? We got to talk about Jordan Poole's side. Because there is a side to this. You got to understand, this is more than a fight.
Some of it, I would say, from my vantage point, I don't feel, and more importantly, you should ask the players that you talk to, I don't think this was related to who's getting paid and who isn't. I don't sense that. Make your own conclusions.
If you believed what Bob Myers was telling you right there, I'm sorry, bro. You just need help.
In terms of Jordan, because there was a deadline coming up on him, how much has been discussed, talked about, or just consideration given to doing something with him?
We're going to meet with his representatives, I think, after Tokyo and sit down for the first time and start having that conversation. And I think that's about 2 weeks out from the deadline for him. And where that'll go, I don't know. I know that they want to meet, and I know we want to meet. And then we'll see what the next 2 weeks give us.
Yes, the Warriors have until October 17th to extend Jordan Poole, to have a bigger offer sheeted out for him. Otherwise, he's going to be an unrestricted free agent next season. And yes, I'm pretty sure the Warriors are pretty concerned about Jordan Poole potentially leaving. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. And of course, after their championship win, okay, you had Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole. They said some stuff that really opened your eyes.
Yes, we can do that. You were world champion, and you about to get a bag. You about to get a bag. No. You about to get a bag. We about to get a bag. We about to get a bag. We all want to get a bag.
Yes, Andrew Wiggins is also going to have to get extended for the Warriors, to keep this stuff up. I mean, by 2023, his contract ends. And of course, you have Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole. I mean, both of them, shout out to NBC Sports, but they both are set to make money this season. Poole only $3 million, whereas Wiggins makes $33 million. Yeah, Poole needs to make more money, man. I'm telling you. Okay, why this is related? Because both Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins are represented by the same agency, Creative Artist Agency. Come on, what are we doing right now? Tyler Hero, he was signed to a $130 million contract. So if you want to know what a guy like JP is going to be signed for, that's right there, the number. Okay, both of them entering their fourth year in the league. Look at their averages, pretty similar. And I'd say Jordan Poole, he deserves that money too. And Adrian Wojnarowski, of course, doing the stupid graphs. But yeah, Jordan Poole shared it. And no, it was not because, they're both from Wisconsin, it was a wholesome. No, it's because he's trying to send a message to Bob Myers that, yeah, this is the type of money I'm asking for, okay?
So here's the thing. Let me explain something to y'all. I play basketball. When I go on the basketball court, I'm not going out there to punch somebody in the mouth. I'm not going out there to try to pick a fight with anybody. I am going out on the basketball court to simply win a basketball game.
Now, we all know that's not true. 2016 finals, showed us otherwise. I mean, Draymond Green, if he wants to, he's going to, act a fool during the game and just, cost this team a championship, bro.
As this physical play, again, we talked about it from the start of the game. It's been a physical game.
And guys like Trae Young, I think they know that Draymond's trying to get with LeBron.
Oh my gosh. This ain't my height now. Come on now.
If anybody tells you Trae Young is 6'2", just laugh at their face.
It's close though. That's about right. It's close enough. Sorry.
Yeah, LeBron James. You remember when he passed Malone for second all time?
The kid from Akron, LeBron James.
It was a very cool moment. And obviously the Nutcracker, he also remembered that moment.
Congrats to LeBron, second all time. Probably in 50 more games or so, 50 or 70 games or so, he'll be first all time. And I can't wait to see that. And I hope Steve Kerr, I'm throwing this out there right now. If LeBron James is passing the all-time scoring record and we have a game, I'm going to LeBron's game and witness history. So that's what we doing, Coach Kerr.
Of course, both of them being represented by Rich Paul. I mean, they have a lot of things in common. They're good buddies.
It's not a night that I show up and I don't want to be a dog, especially if it's a Bron coming in, if it's a Giannis coming in, because them the games I live for. Easy. You ready for them? Easy. It's the nights I show up and we playing against the sorry motherfuckers. The Sacramento Kings. I can't play. Who, the Kings? The Kings stink. You name them. OKC right now. OKC. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. If my mama played for the Clippers.
It's on.
If my mama played for the Clippers and she in the lane, she getting punched on.
And I know they're just potting, but LeBron's buddies honestly make me sick, man. Like Maverick Carter. And you remember when in 2020 he said this about Steph Curry's defense, man?
Steph can't guard. I'm 38, haven't played a decent game of basketball in probably 18 years. So I was 20. Steph would have trouble guarding me.
And Draymond was just standing there laughing like, ha ha ha, okay. But yeah, LeBron and Draymond, they go way back apparently. They're best buddies. They dance together. This has to be one of the sussest photos I've ever seen. And also they, were dancing. They were in Draymond's wedding. They were having a good time. Now, Draymond Green, we've seen this in the past where, he acts out, Kevin Durant, of course. This incident being the beginning of the end for Kevin Durant and the Warriors.
Timeout at 3. Draymond at 2. They got to get a shot off, and they don't.
And it's interesting looking back at this because now we're seeing with Jordan Poole. I mean, it's similar. Draymond Green up for contract, Jordan Poole up for contract, and who's going to get that money? Same thing with Kevin Durant. He feels threatened.
I really felt like that was such a big situation for us as a group. The first time we went through something like that, we had to get that shit all out. I remember watching The Last Dance, and when Scottie didn't go into the game, the whole team in the locker room said, Scottie, that was fucked up that you did that. We needed that. Mm-hmm. We just needed to throw all of that shit out on the table and say, yo, Dre, K, like, that was fucked up that we even had to go through that. Let's just wipe our hands with that and go finish the task. I don't think we did that and we tried to dance around it. I just didn't like how all of that, just the vibe between all of that, it just made shit weird to me. And I'd rather us be who we say we are, family first. Communication is key. Like, we didn't show that, and that's what rubbed me the wrong way more than anything.
Unfortunately, it seems like we won't even get to that part with this incident too. The Warriors are trying to sweep this under the rug as well. Because, yeah, Draymond, it seems like this was building up for him. I'm just listening to what he had to say about Jordan Poole and the Warriors recently on October.
You saw what you saw, which was Steph go absolutely ballistic, and then Clay pick it up and go absolutely ballistic. And why was that incredible to me? Well, I'll tell you why it's incredible to me. Because like I said, no matter how great those guys shoot, you have to be a showman to do that.
Now, how are you going to talk, praise upon Steph Curry and Clay and somehow try to downplay Jordan Poole at the same time?
And so shout out to Steph and Clay. That was an absolutely incredible thing to watch. Like Clay said, I absolutely loved watching them humble JP. Jordan Poole, that is. That was fun. And then Jordan Poole tried to take the passive-aggressive route, like, oh, they only the best shooters in the world, but you weren't talking like that before, JP. So that was absolutely good to see.
Draymond Green, let's be honest with ourselves, that was a sucker punch, okay? No human should be doing that.
That's a bull jive move, Draymond. I like Draymond. I really do, Skip. But that's a bull jive move, what he did right there, Skip. That's wrong. You don't do that, man.
And it's crazy considering what Draymond had to say, last year in December about it.
One thing that Jordan did that showed me he's going to be all right in this league actually happened in training camp of his rookie year. Jordan came into camp talking shit to everybody, and I remember one day, him and Glenn Robinson III, they got into it. All these guys are coming to me like, tell him to shut up. His young ass always got something to say. But I'm like, I'm not going to tell him to shut up. If you can't handle him talking shit, that's on you. At that moment, though, the way he was getting under guys' skin, I appreciated that. You couple that with the hard work that he puts in and the amount of skill that he has. And it is a recipe for a guy who's going to be successful in this league.
Funny now that Jordan Poole's pushing his buttons, yeah, he gets his feelings hurt and he can't handle it. He has to lash out like a big pussy coward he is.
They launched an investigation immediately. Obviously, they are not happy
that video got out of their practice facility, and they're trying to figure out where it came from.
I mean, it says a lot that the Warriors are having more of a problem with the leaker than the punch itself. I mean, that's a culture that needs to be fixed. Now, of course, the media was also saying similar stuff like, oh, this video staffer, I mean, he needs to get fired. Ridiculous. Okay, Draymond should be suspended. Hopefully, he gets punished more than the leaker does. This is just ridiculous, I'll be honest with you.
Hey, y'all tune into the podcast. I'm going to be talking about that on there. Special guest Jordan Poole.
And we all know what he's about to say on his next podcast. Come on now.
I wanted to bring that to you. I wanted to let you know that that wasn't my intentions. I was wrong for that. I will be better there. I will continue to grow. I will continue to learn. I'm not asking for some type of, oh man, you're okay, or it's no big deal, or if you're going to go crazy and say, I don't believe you, or this is whatever it is, I take that in stride.
All in all, this may bring the Warriors closer together, but I'm not here to talk about this today. Okay, guys, the video that I'm suggesting you watch next, it's a video talking about every time Devin Booker made his fans hate him. A lot of people, they watch this video and say, bro, you're just reaching. Bro, I'm trying to make you guys understand why people hate Devin Booker. Okay, take it or leave it. And honestly, next time I should communicate that more clearly to you guys. Now, I love you guys. Have a great one. Bye-bye.